back to the family channel.
Hello.
I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, and today we're going to be reacting to the biggest mistake tourists make in the USA.
Good job. Yeah, as you guys know, we are planning a trip over there at some point. We were looking at late July, early August, but obviously with me being in the hospital and missing quite a lot of work, it's going to be a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we are trying our hardest, and as tourists, we'd like to know what mistakes not to make, because we want to come over there and show as much respect as we can, have a great time, and leave without leaving a sour taste in anybody's mouth, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to be checking this video out. But before we do, if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's check out the biggest mistake tourists make when
in the USA.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're here at Mount Rushmore. And today we're going to talk about some of the little mistakes that tourists make when they come to the U.S.
presidents. So I'm not entirely sure on the names. I think the one on the far right, is Abraham Lincoln.
And the first one is George Washington.
Maybe. I'm not. We will Google it.
Yeah.
We'll Google it and check it out
put
after.
it in the comments.
US. And the first mistake is getting upset when the Americans count continents a little bit differently. Here in the US, we have 7 continents: North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Antarctica, and
That's how many continents there are, isn't it?
North America, South America.
Acting like you know. Garen doesn't like geography, neither do I. But that's how many I've always known there was.
There's 2 things, isn't it, Garen? We were studying it at the geography.
There's
continents and
don't know.
Like a part of the world.
Subcontinents.
And that's where the difference is.
6.
Yeah, but I've always known there's 7. So.
in
I don't
Australia.
know, why would you get
The
angry
thing is,
about
other
it?
places around the world, sometimes they combine North America and South America into the Americas, and they only have 6. So don't get upset if we count it a little bit differently here in the U.S., all right? Now, let's see some more of this beautiful country to talk about some of the other mistakes you might see. So now we're here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and my next mistake that I see tourists make when they come to the U.S. is thinking that no one will understand them when they talk smack in a foreign language. Look, you can talk smack in German, Italian.
Understand your accent, because I have it sometimes. I had it in the UK as well. Like people, I say glass or grass. I'm okay now because I lived there for so long. But a lot of the time they were like, "What are you saying?" So that's what I thought they were gonna say. I didn't
In Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, whatever, and you may think no one's going to understand you, but you'll be surprised how many people actually will understand you, okay? I mean, I've been on trips. I remember we were in New Orleans. My buddy and I were sitting there, and these 2 guys were talking about these girls. They were speaking German, and they were talking about these 2 cute girls up there. And the 2 girls turn around, and they're like, "We had German in college." And they're like, oh my goodness. It was pretty funny. So don't think you can go around and talking smack in Italian or Portuguese or Japanese or whatever, and you won't have a local be like,
what about? He didn't say Slovak, babe. So
No,
you
I
can.
didn't, but I want because I know there's loads of Slovakian people.
Yeah, our luck is as soon as you do it, someone will be like, "What did you say?"
dude, we understand what you're saying. Now, I'm not saying everybody will understand, but don't think it's going to be a secret language, just in case, all right? Now, another mistake I see tourists make when they come is they get really upset when people ask for their ID when they buy alcohol or cigarettes. Look,
love that.
you don't, I know, and lots of places around the
About this, guys, I just saw a restaurant there yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday we went to Litovsky Mikuláš and we went to a restaurant that we found there, and it was called Route 66.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
There's so much
awesome.
Americana and stuff, like
Americana,
old Coke
Coke-
machines, jukeboxes.
Yeah.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
It was really good.
And Garen had barbecue ribs, and they were
Perfect. The best ribs I've ever had.
fall off the bone. They were amazing. Kat had a salad which had
Shrimps and buttered shrimps and steak.
and
piece
that
of
steak
on it.
was just like
Oh, it was amazing. It was just melting. It was such a beautiful day.
and then
Until we were leaving the restaurant and I smashed my phone.
she dropped her phone and broke it
She got
completely.
scared of the toilet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was a bit upset after that, even though we had such a lovely
Yeah.
lunch.
I had a burger. I just had a burger because while I was in the hospital, that's what I really, really wanted. And the burger was nice, but they overcooked it a little bit. It was a bit dry, but it was really tasty.
Yeah, I decided I'm gonna go there for my birthday with my friends, and then there's also a big arcade in there, so we're gonna go to the arcade as well.
We'll try next time. We didn't even know we were going to go for lunch. What I'll do next time is I'll make sure I
Vlog.
pack the camera and we'll film it just to show you
I'll
guys.
be
'cause-
gonna join Leia in 2 weeks' time when it's her birthday, you'll sit next to.
Yeah, we'll sit away
Next
from
to
them.
that.
Not to
I think my
embarrass her.
friends would actually like to be in the vlog.
Yeah, and we'll
we'll
show you guys because I think you guys will get a kick out of how awesome it is. It just reminds me so much of like old Americana. There was like photos of Marilyn Monroe and Elvis
All
and
kind of legends. It
Babe
was-
Ruth
Yes.
and all that sort of thing. Anyway, we're talking too much. Let's get back into the video.
In the world, you never have to show an ID. If you look like you're older than 15, they're like, sure, you can buy that. In the US, that's not the way. The reason why they're so strict with it, if they get caught selling without asking for ID or they sell to someone that's underage, they can get a really big fine, and people don't want to pay that fine. So it's just, hey, look, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to get a ticket. Can I just see your ID? And the thing is, it's not just the person buying. They could ask the ID for the person with them, okay? So have your passport with you, have an ID with you that shows your age. If you're going to be buying alcohol or cigarettes, even if you look like an old fart like me, sometimes I have to show my ID still, okay? So take it as a positive. You just look really young, okay? And when you're talking to those locals, another mistake I see tourists make is they don't ask the locals for advice. Look, when you're in the US, we're very gregarious people. We like to talk. We like to share.
Sorry to pause again. That's the only, like when we went to Croatia, we were asking people like, where's the best restaurants and stuff, because the locals know the best places to go. And I don't like the touristy spots where there's loads of other tourists. I want to go to the mom and pop restaurant around the corner who've been open since the 1800s or something.
We'd like to tell you, oh, this is the greatest place to get this. The best steaks down the road here. But if you're going to get Rocky Mountain oysters, they've got them right there at the Albany. And so you want to take in the local flavor, right? So you got to ask the locals. And the thing is, a lot of us now, we use the TripAdvisors, we use the Yelps, and we base everything we do on that, which a lot of times is good, but wouldn't you want to know from an actual local versus a lot of tourists just writing reviews? So make sure you take the time to talk to the locals. Don't make the mistake of ignoring them. Take in their advice and learn, because you might find out that, oh yeah, you can actually go to this museum, it's free on Tuesdays, and you can go get really good food here, and they've got actually free beer samples over there. I'm like, free beer? Hold on. Because honestly, if you go to Ybor City in Tampa, you want to make sure that you get the right Cuban sandwich when you go, because you got to order it the right way when you're down there. And the locals will help you out with that. Now, another mistake I see, and I've talked about this in other videos, but I think it's important to talk about again, is the mistake of not tipping. Look, I would say not tipping and then giving some excuse.
We always tip.
I actually I always over tip, and I never know. Like I always feel awkward because I never know how. Don't I? Like yesterday.
But they deserve it anyway,
Yeah, if you get good service, especially like you want to make it like give them a good tip.
I would have tipped
Gary
him
once
20
tried
for
to
my
tip
ribs.
a guy in the CBA shop, like a
Just
literally
like
grocery store.
Just a grocery shop. Garen's like, keep the change. The guy was like, no.
I thought it was for tipping in shops.
And mommy and daddy were in the car, and I was there with him, and he said, keep it. And the guy's like, no, he said, keep it. And he kept
You're very
on saying,
kind,
"Keep
So
though."
you
it."
had to explain to him that you don't tip in a grocery shop.
But it was a very nice gesture anyway.
In the US, servers, bartenders, waiters, waitresses, they make their living off of tips. You are not going to change the system by saying, I don't agree with tipping. This is wrong. I will never tip. They should get paid more. This is me saying that they should get paid more. I'm not going to support those business owners that are doing that. Look, you're not doing that. All you're doing is being cheap, okay? You like the food, how it's cheap in the US? Well, part of that is because they don't have to put on the service charge and pay the waiters and stuff as much, and so they have lower food prices, so therefore it's up to you to tip. So 15 to 20% when you go to a sit-down restaurant, that's a typical tip in the US, okay? So don't make the mistake of not tipping, because I guarantee if you go back to that same restaurant, they'll remember you. So I'll leave Cheyenne here, and let's go see more beautiful parts of the US. So continuing on with our mistakes that tourists make in the US, we're here in Atlanta, Georgia. And my next mistake I have for tourists is they don't buy the insurance package when they buy their plane tickets. Look, your insurance back.
We were talking about this when I got out of hospital. I said to Kat, can you imagine that happened when we were over there? Because obviously we don't quite understand how it all works in that over there, do we, with the insurance and stuff. So we will be getting the best insurance we could literally afford, just in case, because what is that thing I've got? I got diagnosed today, by the way.
He's got spherocytosis.
She can pronounce it. I
So
can't.
basically, it's a genetic blood disorder which is not life-threatening or anything.
Until you get a virus.
Until you get a bad virus that can actually cause his
hemolytic
like
crisis.
blood cells go basically crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm now freaking out.
Yeah, the kids need to get
and
tested
kids
No, I'm
have
worried for
to
you.
get checked. They have to get checked now.
because it's hereditary.
So, but if it can be any virus that can cause this. I mean, like, this is probably the first time it happened this bad,
badly,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Yes.
So,
Anyway, we better crack on because it's 10 minutes in and we only.
Back home may only cover your insurance back home. Make sure you have insurance for your trip, not just in case the trip gets canceled, but also for health insurance purposes, because health insurance and health issues in the U.S. are crazy expensive. You need to go to the ER, you could be out a few grand, okay? A lot of times when you buy international tickets, they'll give you the option to get extra insurance when you do that. Make sure you pick it up or talk to your insurance provider back home to see if your insurance will be working there. Because, man, I mean, having a few $1,000 bill on your credit card can be a bit tough, okay? So just have a heads up for that. Another mistake I see tourists make is they don't sign up for the loyalty programs. Look, here in the U.S., we love our loyalty programs. Yes, I'd love to collect my miles so I can get a free flight. Yes, I would love to collect my hotel stay so I can get a free night in a hotel. Yes, I'd love a free upgrade because I'm a member of this program. Or my personal favorite, hey, if I'm a member of your hotel thing, I get free internet? Yes, yes you do. So make sure if you're gonna be coming to the US and you're gonna travel around, sign up for those loyalty programs. Maybe you're gonna be Hilton Honors or Marriott or IHG, whatever. Get that, because if you're here for 2 weeks, it adds up very quickly. And so you might get a night or two for free in a
I think I've been on those teacups with Leia.
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
hotel, or an upgrade to a nicer room, or free waters, or free Wi-Fi. It does make a difference. And the thing is, those loyalty programs, it's not just for Delta Airlines and Marriott hotels. No, they have that for stores and restaurants and things like that. So make sure you do sign up for those to get the benefits, okay? Because those little benefits add up over time to make a big thing. Is another mistake we see is
one tip that he didn't need to tell us about, because whenever we go anywhere, if Kat sees there's a loyalty program there or the thing where like she signs up to it straight away. Straight away.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good because we've saved quite a bit, and like Kat will go sometimes, she'll be, look what I got. This was 1 penny. So 1 cent here in Slovakia.
people don't look for the deals or just ask about the deals. Look, there's going to be coupons for all kinds of stuff you go to here in the US. For example, we went to the Georgia Aquarium, one of the best aquariums in the world here in Atlanta, okay? And we went there and they're like, wait, it's almost 4 o'clock. Why don't you go buy your ticket online and you can save $10? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here in line wanting to pay you right now. They're like, no, go on your phone and buy it there and you can save money. I'm like, I didn't know that. That's why it's important to look, but also it's very important to ask, do you have any specials? Do you have any deals? Are there any discounts? Because there really are a lot here in the US. It can be a Groupon kind of thing. You can do that. I know even if you're ordering pizza, let's say you got a family, we just need 1 large pizza. That's $19.99. Well, what you should do is ask, hey, do you have any specials today? And they might have, we have 2 medium pizzas for $10. Wait, that's a lot better deal. Yeah, little things like that, they're all...
I've heard so much about them and I'm still not quite sure what they are. That family I watch, Cog Hill Farm, he always goes on about collard greens and I'd love to taste them. Yeah.
Maybe it's like spinach.
all over the US. If you're here in the summer, your can of Coke might have a discount to a Six Flags or an amusement park. So you do those things to kind of save a little money. And as tourists, when they come to the US, they might not...
Sorry.
But I don't like...
I'm interested. What he's saying?
Sorry. We're getting told off.
Summer, your can of Coke might have a discount to a Six Flags or an amusement park. So you do those things to kind of save a little money.
I love waffles. I only love the waffles with the one that are sweet. I don't like the salty plain
Savoury
ones.
ones.
Yeah.
You like them with ice cream on?
I've never had that. I've only had it with maple syrup.
And as tourists, when they come to the US, they might not know about these things. So make sure you're looking, and also make sure you ask. Your hotel might have discounts yourself. Hell, this restaurant behind me here, we got a 10% discount because our hotel knows the people. They gave us a card because we asked. So make sure you do that. And the last mistake I want to talk about here in Atlanta, because you notice I'm here in Atlanta and you think Atlanta, Georgia, it's hot, it's humid, it's horrible. Well, yes, in July and August, but not in January and not in February or December or March. Look, The mistake is people choose the wrong times to visit different places in the U.S. You really need to look and make.
Told as well as if we come over in July, August, Texas is the wrong place because it gets to
hot.
like 40 plus degrees Celsius. So
Florida.
well, we have
LA.
to.
But
We
it's a
have,
bit tricky, isn't it, with kids and their school?
LA.
So, I mean, like the only other option is over Christmas when they get like a longer holiday.
but then it's winter.
But then it's winter, so.
Then why don't we go to LA?
Well, we need to figure it out. We need to figure it out. When you're paying for it, you can.
Make sure, is that a good time to visit? So for example, Atlanta, in the summer, when it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius and a bajillion% humidity, it's not fun here. I'm not gonna lie to you. This town is awesome, but not when it's freaking 100 degrees and 100% humidity, okay? So you think about it, if you're in the southeast, hurricane season from July to November, Minnesota is a gorgeous state to visit, but do you want to go there in February when it's freezing cold and lots of snow? I mean, these are things you got to think about. And the thing is we get tempted to go to places because we get a cheap airline ticket, but you might not get as much bang for your buck if you go there in the wrong time of the year. That's why it's important to look at the seasons. One of the mistakes I see a lot of people make is they go to Disney World between Christmas and New Year's. That is the busiest time of the year. That is like the worst time to go because they don't know. So make sure you're checking to make sure that you have the right times to visit places because they make a big difference.
1 out of 4. Yeah.
I'll go with you, Lay.
Anyway, let's leave Atlanta and go to someplace a little more rural out there to enjoy some more of the U.S. and some of the mistakes we all make when we come visit. So now we're here in Jackson, Wyoming, and my next mistake that I see tourists make when they come visit the U.S. is they don't pay attention to their surroundings. I know if you watch the news, it seems like that there's something bad happening everywhere in the U.S. all the time, and that's just not the case, okay? The U.S. in general is a very safe place to visit, and you'll have a great time, and you really won't have to worry too much. But that doesn't mean you don't need to pay attention when you're walking around cities or you're exploring national parks. You do need to be aware of your surroundings because that magic fanny pack doesn't protect you here either, okay? So make sure you're paying attention. When you're going to your hotel, ask them, hey, are there any parts of town I shouldn't be going to or I should avoid? If you're gonna be out exploring, going to the national parks and stuff like that, you know what? They say don't go off the path for a reason. It could be rattlesnakes, it could be bears, it could be, just for safety's sake. Just make sure you are paying attention to your surroundings. And if you're looking at hotels, you find hotels that are super, super cheap compared to the other places that you're finding, there might be a reason for that. So do make sure you're paying attention. Now, since I'm here in Jackson, I probably have to mention something about the national parks because Grand Teton National Park is right up there and Yellowstone National Park is just a little bit farther north of here. And mistake I see tourists make, if you're gonna be going exploring a lot of the National Park Service sites around the US, make sure you pick up the America the Beautiful Pass. Basically, it's a year-long pass that lets you in to all these National Park Service, sites and parks and national monuments and stuff like that. And if you go to 2 or 3, it really pays for itself, and it makes life so much easier.
Go there with the old wagons and
That
stuff.
looks
There,
like
I mean.
something from Red Dead
I'm telling you,
Redemption.
Wyoming is another place to see.
Yeah.
When you have it. So don't make the mistake of not getting that, especially if you're going to be out here in the northwest of the U.S., which has a lot of really beautiful national parks that you can go and enjoy. But honestly, it can help out anywhere you go. Now, another mistake I see tourists make when they come here, and there's some restaurants behind me here which made me think of this, is don't make the mistake of not asking for a doggy bag. Look, a doggy bag is when you have the extra food after you eat, you can take it home. Because I'll be honest,
We nearly had to do that yesterday. Leia hasn't got a big appetite. So she
Leia always needs a doggy bag.
I thought
You nearly did, and then he was like, no, I've got to finish.
I thought I ate like 5 reps then,
No, more than 5.
like 8 or 9, 10 maybe even, and I was like, okay, I gotta take this home. But I went to the toilet to wash my hands because the ribs, they were like had so much sauce on them, and I was like, oh, why did I wash my hands? I feel like eating another 5 of them, and then I just finished the whole batch and I washed my hands again.
I had like half a piece of
Cheese.
fried cheese.
fried cheese and
Yep.
Yeah, Leia was
I
finished.
had it stuck here and I was like gagging.
Right, come on, because
A lot of places in the U.S., the portions they give you are enough for 2 people. I mean, that's why I weigh as much as 2 people, because I eat 1 American serving, which is the biggest 2 normal person servings. So don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy to ask for a doggy bag or a to-go bag or a to-go box and take it back to your hotel, microwave it, heat it up, eat it later, take it back to your Airbnb, because you will get a lot of food. So I have seen a lot of tourists going, well, we don't ask for doggy bags where I'm from. I'm like, well, you're in the U.S. now. It's totally okay. And some of those places might actually throw in you some more bread rolls or something like that as well. So why not get 2 meals paid for? Well, just pay for 1 meal, but actually get 2 out of it. Okay. Now, another mistake I see tourists make, it's when it comes to driving. And I know in my don'ts videos and shocks video, I talk about the distances, so I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about are the little driving nuances in the U.S. that sometimes travelers don't notice or don't know. One thing you'll see is in some places, not everywhere, like in New York you can't do this, or New York City you can't do this, but turning right on a red. In a lot of places in the U.S., you actually can turn right on red. If there's no traffic coming and if it's safe, you can go. It's almost like a yield when you're taking a right turn. Now, it's not everywhere, so you need to have a heads up for that. And some places will have a special sign saying, no right turn on red. But that is some things that sometimes you might be sitting there waiting to turn red, and people might honk at you, and you're like, what? The light's red. That could be one of the reasons why. Also, another thing, left lane driving. Look, if you're on the highways, if you're slower, you stay to the right, you pass in the left lane. I know this is how it is in a lot of countries, but it seems like when people travel, they forget that. Now, another mistake I have for you here in Jackson is don't make the mistake of believing all the stereotypes you hear about the U.S., okay? I know you think everyone in the U.S. eats a pound of bacon for breakfast and then goes shoots their gun in the afternoon. Look, that's not the case. I mean, it's not everybody from California.
We did a video about stereotypes the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, we know that one.
Is a surfer dude, and everybody that's from the southeast is a redneck, and everybody from New England is so prim and proper, and the Midwesterners are all shucksy. Yes, there's a lot of stereotypes out there about the U.S., and one of the things I always tell people, go travel and meet the people on your own, because it doesn't matter if you're in the Pacific Northwest or the Southeast, the Northeast, the Midwest, or wherever in the U.S., Americans are actually super friendly people. And they're going to want to help you. They're going to want you to go see these things. They're going to want you to know more about their country and see more of their region. And they're
These are the exact same. It's like this.
No, they're not the same.
Yeah, but like when we went, it's like 2 hours away from us, and we went, and it's like a field
The ground squirrels.
with ground squirrels, and you can feed them like this in the hands.
I want to feed those. Love those.
They're going to give you the helpful tips about, hey, this is where you want to go eat. This is not the place to go eat, because they're the ones they're going to hook you up with a really good local food. So make a friend with some of those locals when you do drive around, and don't believe the stereotypes, except for the friendliness, because there really are a lot of friendly Americans. So that's what I have from Jackson. Let's go see another beautiful part of the U.S.
This video must have
One of
taken
the
ages.
big mistakes that I see people make when they come to the United States is that they just come here and they go to the big cities, New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta, great cities with a whole lot to offer you. But nearby those big cities are smaller towns, and if you're not checking those out, you're missing out on some really great programming, small town festivals, and really good Americana. For instance,
What is that?
not too far outside Atlanta is the Elder Mill Covered Bridge. It's in this lovely area.
Been really soft.
And we're only an hour and a half away. We went to a really great farmer's market yesterday that had all sorts of arts and things. So just by leaving those big cities for just a day to see something interesting, you'll find a whole new side of America. Related to that is the mistake of not getting off the interstate. You come here, you have to drive in America to really see it all, to get a real good flavor of what.
That's gonna be us. We're gonna explore when we come
Yeah.
there. We're not just gonna stay like in one place for the whole time we're gonna be there. We're just
Yeah,
gonna like.
I think we'll come home and feel like we need a holiday because we're just gonna be go go go.
I think we come home and we're gonna pick up like 10 kilograms.
I could do with it at the moment.
There is. But when you do that, you tend to get on the interstate and you go from point A to point B. Get off the interstate. Get off the interstate, get on a back road, get on a highway that's like kind of like a Route 66 kind of thing when you're going from Chicago to LA, and you get to see these small towns and get a whole new flavor of the United States. You'll discover a lot of hidden beauties as you come around
That looks like almost a train that you
great
drive
country
on.
of ours on the back roads. And as you're going from one state to the other, there are often visitor centers, especially if you're on the interstate, but sometimes on the back roads, there'll be a small kiosk and stuff with all sorts of information about nearby activities, whether it's outdoor stuff, hiking, biking, things like that, or festivals, or just great places to eat and sleep. There are all sorts of things that you can stop on the road and see something new. So you'll find a lot of different stuff to do in a lot of different states. And I hope that when you come here to the U.S., you'll get out and explore some of the small things on the small state highways and things, and not just the big stuff.
And the thing is, no matter where you are in the U.S., we hope you have a great time. And these aren't mistakes or anything bad. These are just things that you can do to help enjoy your visit to the U.S. even more. So I'm going to say thank you and bye from here in Georgia.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
Wow, another amazing video.
I think this guy, he's so helpful.
Yeah, he like helps you if you need anything.
But like you can watch this and it just gives you such great ideas, like that card for the national park.
National parks.
And
I love listening to him.
I noticed she told us off for talking. Can't hear him. No, he makes such awesome videos. If you guys haven't seen the one he's done on Slovakia, I suggest checking it out because he's been here, and again, it just gives you a look at where we live as well. It's freaking. He does such a good job at highlighting the great things about a country. It made me excited at the end when she's like, when you come, I was like, one day. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We know it's dragged on a bit. I mean, it's nearly half an hour video. We do apologize. We do like to chat, so if that's not your thing, I'm sorry. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you when?
Next video.
Bye.